Hi everyone, my name is Didi. Welcome to this Elder Scrolls Online video where I'm going to talk you through this guy. He is my Sorcerer PvE build. I've been working on this for a little while. He is a little bit different, as you can see. He doesn't have a staff, he doesn't summon a companion, he doesn't wear light armour, there's no cloth involved. Well, there is a little bit, but not that much. As you can see, he's got dual wielding daggers, he's wearing heavy armour, medium armour, light armour. He's a bit of an anomaly as far as I can tell. That guy I asked to share some good sorcerer builds, and I think for PvE this is extremely good, especially if you're soloing your way through it. And the reason it's good is because this concentrates on area of effect, damage over time spells that enable you to take out multiple enemies in the quickest possible time by compounding and layering on damage effect spells on top of your enemies. And you can wipe people out really, really quickly. So, what I'm going to do in this video, I'll talk you through the skills that I've chosen, show you my ability points, and then I'll show you all of that in action, and then finally I'll show you some of the armour and weapon choices that I've made. Hopefully you guys will find it really useful. Please leave some comments, let me know what you think about it, what's good about it, what's bad about it. Yeah, if you've done something similar and you found something that works really well, let me know. I can add it onto my build, you can share it with everybody else. It'd be really cool if you can, if we can collectively just kind of add some thoughts onto that. That'd be awesome. So let's talk about skills. First skill I have chosen is this, is Lightning Flood. It creates a nexus of storm energy at the target location that deals 291 shot damage to nearby enemies every half second. It lasts 6 seconds, therefore you get 12 291 damage outputs from it. That is around 3,500 damage if you manage to keep the enemy within that 6 meter radius, which is awesome. I always cast this spell in as one of the first things I do. It is the primary damage output for this build, and yeah, it is awesome. Next on the list, this is from the dual wield line. So what it does is that it reduces your area attacks or damage you take from area attacks by 20%. That's okay, that's not really why I used it. The reason I use it is that every 3 seconds blades strike nearby enemies, causing them 296 damage. So it lasts 15 seconds, so if you're in a 15-second battle, which to be honest is a little unlikely with this build, then they're going to get hit 5 times, so 1,500 damage approximately. So again, what I'm trying to do is layer up the amount of damage that I'm causing people. So if they're in my lightning flood area, plus they're getting hit by the blade cloaks, they're getting hit by both of these. My next ability is Whirling Blades. So instant cast time, which is really important. Launch yourself into a lethal spin, dealing 877 damage to nearby enemies, plus up to 100% additional damage to wounded targets. Bear in mind, if you've cast in the Lightning Flood plus the Blade Cloak, they will already be wounded potentially by the time you cast this, so they could take up to well 1,600 and 1,800 damage against wounded targets. Plus I've morphed it so you get some stamina back on it as well, which isn't too important, but this is a real finishing move that you can add at 5 meter radius. So not only am I hitting everybody with this, I'm hitting everybody with that, and I'm hitting everybody with the Whirling Blades as well. Next on the line, I have Thundering Presence. So this is from the Storm Calling line. I forgot to mention Whirling Blade is a dual wield ability as well. But this Thundering Presence is from the Storm Calling line. Manifest yourself as lightning, gain major resolve, major ward, increasing your armor and spell resistance by 3,000 for 23 seconds. Now that makes me harder to kill, obviously, but also the one I'm really interested in is while active, nearby enemies take 189 shock damage each second. So I'm trying to illustrate to you guys that each second they're taking 189 damage from that. They're also potentially every 3 seconds taking 296 damage from that, and every half second they're taking 291 damage from the lightning flood as well. On top of that, my last ability that I choose is Power Surge. So invoke Meridia's name to gain a rush of power, grants you major brutality, major sorcery, which increases your weapon and spell damage by 20% for 20 seconds. While active, critical strikes heal you for 40% of the damage done. I don't have any heals on this, so this is quite important that I can get critical strikes to heal me up. I do use a lot of potions, but equally the real reason I've chosen it is because it increases everything that I'm doing, so my spells and my weapon damage by 20%, making me even more powerful. Finally, Greater Storm Atronach. So this doesn't have Well, it kind of does. So when you call it in, it's a one-time hit of 2,000 damage within 6 meters, but also stuns everybody for 3 seconds. And what I find is this is almost like my get out of jail card. It's probably the one that I would change potentially, but I haven't. I could swap it out, and I'm really looking for a air of effect ability that I have as my ultimate. But this one at the moment is doing me because it's got that stun. And yeah, I can call in all other these elements around stunned enemies, so I can lightning flood them, I can get near them and use Thundering Presence to take them out. So hopefully, as you can see, I'm layering up all of my damage to take out all of the enemies around me as quickly as possible. So let's see this action. Bear in mind, I am a level 37, as you can see in the bottom right corner. This guy here is a level 42 strong arm, so he's got a lot of armor, and yeah, he's 5 levels above me. So the sequence I usually do this in is firstly get my Thundering Presence, last 23 seconds, then get that one, which I can't remember the name of. That one is Power Surge, and then finally my Blade Cloak, and I will Thundering Flood in. Spin it again, I missed him. He's down. So I think he managed to get 1 hit on me. That's how insane this build is. Now, there's 2 guys here. Go through the same sequence again. I'm going to power up a heavy hit. He's hitting everybody again. They are dead within no time at all. In fairness, I've taken half my health got taken out then, but I did take out 3 enemies pretty quickly. Same again, 4 enemies this time. Sorry, 3 enemies this time. No problems whatsoever. And these guys are 5 levels above me. I can't express. You can just wade through people with absolutely no problem whatsoever. They're not going to hurt you. They literally don't have an opportunity to take you out. I've got 4 or 5 spell damages all hitting them at once, and they just can't. People just die super quick. And then if I do this as well, boom, get the Storm Aftershock in. Everyone's dead in seconds. So I think this is a massively powerful build that literally I hack my way through all the PvE characters in no time at all. What have I done to make this better? In terms of my armour, I've generally mixed up my armour between medium, heavy and light. I'm not going to go into the abilities around the passive skills with those armour chains. You can obviously make them as good as you want. The character, as you can see, I have mainly gone for Magicka because all of those Thundering Presences and all that sort of stuff requires a lot of Magicka to use, and you want to call them in multiple times. A little bit of health, a little bit of stamina, but I have certainly used my armour to buff up my stamina. So I have the Night Silence armour set, so 472 maximum stamina added. Critical weapon damage is really important, so for your double daggers when you're calling in or spamming those kind of Whirling Blades, all that sort of stuff, and just double daggers all the way, so you need loads of weapon critical. Equally, I also have Ashen Grip, so that's giving me extra weapon damage, extra weapon crit, plus 10% chance to breathe fire for 455 flame damage on melee hits. And that again is a damage over time, hits everybody you're fighting, and is another damage output to this Sorcerer character. So I hope you guys found that useful. Please give us a like and subscribe if you want to see more builds, more ESO, or just other Xbox gameplay. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you in the next episode, and take care now.